Hi everyone, I'm Candice with Eclectic Coach, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be updated on my content. Please know I will never solicit you for any of my services, so if anybody does that, please know it's a scam, and please report it as soon as possible. Also, I do offer personal coaching. I specialize in personality coaching, where we use the 16 personality MBTI model of personality theory to understand kind of how your brain works, how you process information, and to customize your approach to specific things like a goal you want to reach, your relationships, just how to be happier in general, job stuff related to your career, your family, and I'm going to be doing more specific videos related to that here soon. In this video, though, we're going to be talking about how to master emotional regulation techniques. And this is so important because our future is created in the moment. And sometimes when somebody says something or something stressful happens, or we just have a habit or a tendency of just our emotions getting out of control, it's helpful to have a quick list of some things that you can do or try in a pinch to bring yourself back to center so that you make really good decisions. And I'm going to do a deeper dive into each of these, but I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of some emotional regulation techniques that you can use and see what works for you. So the first one is to activate the vagus nerve. So this is a nerve that's in the back of your throat, and it's part of the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls the body's rest and digest functions. Because when we're all stressed out, that's why we don't digest our food properly. We have a hard time resting, relaxing. We get all tense in our shoulders. And this can be a great way to calm and reflect before we take any sort of action. And when we can do this on a regular basis, we tend not to train ourselves into these really heightened, erratic emotional states. We train ourselves to be able to move quickly and easily into a calmer, more peaceful, more centered state. So one of the things that you could do, and they always talk about it, breathe. Everybody's always telling you to breathe. You can do deep diaphragm breathing, where you breathe in super, super deep and you let it out really slow. There's a thing called box breathing, which is where you breathe in for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and create like a box as you do it. Another way to activate the vagus nerve is by humming your favorite song and just really focusing on getting the vibration in the back of your throat and the back of your neck. Singing in the shower really loud. I'm sure your family members or roommates will really appreciate that. I sure do, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning when somebody's humming or singing off key. Anyway, that's something that you can do, is sing. Turn up the music, and even if you don't think that you have a very good voice, sing anyway. You don't have to be on key. And if nobody else is around, it's good to sing uplifting music to your favorite song. Have a playlist ready. That can be really empowering, and it can also help you open up your throat chakra, which is something we'll get into at a later time, and the benefits of that. But also chanting. So if you know any powerful mantras or something like that, it can be really helpful. Now, some people, and again, separate video, but I will be getting into chanting, the history of it, the power of it. But there's different calming mantras like Om or One of my favorites is by Wayne Dyer. He wrote a book called Getting Into the Gap. It's a japa meditation, and he's basically chanting the names of God: Allah, Krishna, Buddha, Jeshua, God, Ra, Muhammad, who am I forgetting? Buddha, so it's said that the sound of creation is ah. And in this meditation that he does, he has some affirmations that he says, and he says, "My past is nothing more than the trail I leave behind. What guides my life today is the energy I generate in each of my present moments." And I just love Wayne Dyer, so I highly recommend that for manifesting if that's something that you're interested in. But this is a really powerful way to, again, activate the vagus nerve and create relaxation and peace in your body. And it can help you become more resilient to stress, because stress releases all these chemicals. It wires us for future stress. So having these techniques can help you immediately reduce that and control it. And the next thing that you can do is put your hands in some really, really cold ice water. And this can help you become very present. And as you do it, the goal is not just to stick your hands in ice water and get uncomfortable. It's to become present to all the feelings in your body and to get out of future and past and get fully into the now. Or you can, you know how when you exercise, there's like that seated position where you position yourself up against the wall as if you're sitting in a chair, and just individually lift each one of your heels for a few seconds, as long as you can. And that can help you release stress in the body and get back to center. And another thing is, if you have a tendency, and this isn't so extreme, but something was said or something happened that triggered you, and you're getting kind of nervous or self-conscious, or you're feeling bad about yourself, something that can happen, and I can't believe I'm going to admit this because I don't know, but I used to pick at my face and claw at my skin, and I've worked with people who have trauma, and the teenagers frequently do this. They pick at their face. And one of the things that you can do to kind of calm and soothe that is to stop picking, step back, take a deep breath, and then wash your face with a wash rag, and then put some medication if you're having breakouts and things like that. And I realized that when I was doing that, my mind was looping. I was having anxiety, and I was just looping an unproductive thought pattern over and over again as a stress response, as a delay response. So that's something that you can do. Or put some, healthy facial moisturizer on your face and say, "I love my beautiful face. I love my beautiful face." If you have a tendency to kind of pick at your cuticles, to put cuticle lotion on them. "I love my beautiful hands. I love my body." Express appreciation for your skin and for your body. That's a good way to stop the unconscious pattern that's happening, and to get really, really clear and intentionally send yourself self-love and self-care. And this will improve your self-esteem because it creates a positive feedback loop, because you're believing your own behavior. It's easier to act your way into a new way of thinking than it is to think your way into a new way of acting. I'm going to say that again. It's easier to act your way into a new way of thinking than to think your way into a new way of acting. I hope I said that right. I don't know, but I hope so. And then another thing that you can do is body scanning. And so this helps if you can get away from some external distraction, even if you need to just go to the bathroom or out to your car if you're at work, or just step away from people. Put your hand on your heart, take a big deep breath, and just incrementally go through your body, either from head to toe. So starting with your head, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, and down. Or start with your feet, whatever's easiest for you. And just become aware of where there's tension in your body, without judgment and with curiosity only. And if you notice that your shoulders are real tight, drop them. Take a deep breath. And just go through and notice without judgment where there's tension, where there's pain, and breathe light into those places. Imagine white, sparkly light going to any of those tense places. And take big, deep breaths. And then another thing that you can do is what's called a progressive body relaxation. This is really effective if you do any sort of self-hypnosis, or if you lead other people through any sort of visualization hypnosis process. You start with your feet and you tell your feet in your mind to relax. You say, feet, relax. Ankles, relax. Calves, relax. And you do that through each part of your body. And sometimes you might have to do it a few times, but you'll notice that your body responds to your every single command. If you have a hard time trusting or relaxing around other people, this is a really good thing that you can just do for yourself to bring yourself into that calm, centered state. It's a really good thing to do for any kind of visualization that's supposed to help you. Or you can stomp your feet. So just stomp your feet on the ground and listen to that and become aware of your feet. And this is a good way to get grounded. Or you can go outside. It will rebalance your whole electromagnetic system in your body, called grounding. There's a whole documentary about it. It's super powerful to get out in nature and to work with nature anytime you're feeling stressed. And there's a technique that I learned about when I was reading the Celestine Prophecies, which is a fun book. But it was talking about going out in nature, observing all the nature that's around you. And let's say you see a beautiful tree. Looking at the tree, looking at all the leaves, looking at how the light shines through the leaves and how the wind blows through the leaves, and looking at the tree and expressing appreciation, and then allowing the tree to radiate its beauty back to you, and then creating sort of this reciprocal energy flow between you and the tree, or you and the flower. And by doing so, that's a very powerful way to replenish your energy and to generate energy within your body. And let's see, what else do I have on my list here? So another way of grounding, I was having an emotional upset at work, and I was very surprised when somebody who I would not think knows anything about this was telling me to do this. And I'd heard it before, but I thought it was really thoughtful of them to walk me through. He says, okay, close your eyes. Now open them really big. And then he's like, now name 5 things that you can see. Okay, good. Now name 5 things that you can touch. And then I listed them, and then name 5 things that you can hear. 5 things that you can smell. And acknowledge 1 thing that you can taste. Or actually, it's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 5 things that you can see, because our visual is the most abundant. 4 things you can hear. 3 things you can 4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And it really kind of helped me get out of what I was mentally obsessing about. I was also having serious hormones. So fun. And yeah, this is really good too if you feel like you're having trouble not being able to stop crying, which can sometimes happen to people, especially women. It's really fun. And so let me know if that helps you. And then holding an object, like this pen, for example, being aware of how cool it is, the shape of it, this pointy little part here, like holding it and just being aware of what's going on with your body and what all the sensations are can be very helpful. And then posturing. So one thing that you can do, Cynthia Kersey, I think is her name, she did a big study on this, and she was talking about how body language can train your brain to think a certain way, but also train how others perceive you. And so she had people put their hands on their hips like Superman and stand like that for 2 minutes. And if you're going to go into any sort of job interview or high stakes conversation, you want to display confident body behavior. You want to make sure that you never crouch down. You're not touching your head, your neck, your ears, none of that. You want to open up your body language to express confidence, take up space. But even if it feels uncomfortable, doing the power poses can really increase not only your self-confidence, your improvement in your performance, but it can change the way that you're actually perceived by people who didn't even see you do it. And those are just some techniques on how you can get into some really healthy, powerful energy shifting techniques when you're in a pinch, when you need to take control of your emotions and get focused. This is really good if you just kind of feel like you're spiraling, you're spinning out. I hope that this helps you. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. I will also be doing a deep dive with instructions and demonstrations on each of these. All right, see you in the next video.